want to go to this big legal action, Campbell. Jim's Mowing founder, Jim Penman, multi-million-dollar lawsuit against Victorian government. There's this hypocrisy. He's got 600 contractors across the state, losing upwards of sort of $3,000 plus a week. They can't go out there and do any gardening work, but all the councils have got the guys out there on the lawnmowers and trimming trees and all the sorts of stuff. Now, why is it okay for the councils to do this work but not private businesses?
I think that's going to be a very interesting case, Peter, and I'm 100% behind the action of the founder of Jim's Mowing. I think he has made the right decision. I think he's standing up for those people who've been the franchisees. I think it's really critically important because there is no logic. This is just another example of the many silly things that have been done by the Andrews government, indeed other state governments and territory governments around the nation. And you know, really what this is all about is that there's a group of people who can earn a living. They happen to be government employees at councils doing gardening. There's a group of people in the private sector being told you cannot earn a living, and that demands action. The interesting thing, and I'll make a very quick parallel with the court case that Clive Palmer's involved in with the WA government, where they've legislated to remove his rights. This is another critical potential example of this here, because you know, there are other parties who could bring similar actions against the Victorian government. Are the Liberal Party in Victoria going to do what the cowards in WA did and actually ultimately support perhaps the Andrews government protecting themselves, the state of Victoria, against any class actions over economic loss? I would urge them to actually stay right away from that odious action over in the West and get behind.
I agree with you there. I'm no fan of Clive Palmer, but he's operating inside the law and operated inside the law, and then there was this retrospectivity applied that basically wiped around his legal rights, and I think that's wrong. I agree with you, Campbell.
And Peter, there's one other aspect to this as well, which Robert Gottliebsen has been writing about, which is the industrial manslaughter laws that were brought in November. Well, I hope that these idiots in the Labor Party in Victoria come to rue the day that they put that legislation through, because there's bad legislation. Yeah, we want economic activity, we want business to succeed, but the sort of punitive laws they brought in are active discouragement for people to take risks and employ people and run businesses. And so I hope they get it both barrels from their own legislation. And I hope some public servants or politicians really feel the full force of the law that they brought in on this one.
Really important issue. Yeah, I'm sorry, Prue, I've run out of time to give you a fair go, but it's a really important issue. It's a really important issue, and I have no doubt that the Andrews government will be looking at ways they can limit their exposure, because there's been a calamity of incompetence all the way through this issue in Victoria that leaves them legally exposed. Prue McSween, Campbell Newman, thank you for your time.